Hey, everybody. Welcome to Vlogmas Day 13. That's right, it is Day 13 of Vlogmas, and I am going to be talking today about bringing on your guests. Can you guys believe it's already like 13 days through December? I cannot believe that, and I'm ready for it, though. I'm ready for us to actually have Christmas and get to spend some time with my family. But today, we're talking about bringing on guests onto your podcast the easy way. And with that, without further ado, I'm going to also open it up to anyone that actually does want to join me today on this Vlogmas. We can try this out live if you want to by hitting the nowstreaming.live/join Vlogmas or scanning that QR code there. If you want to join me, great. If not, we'll do this myself. So, anyways, with that, here we go. So, I do like to use Ecamm for all of my video needs, all of my podcast needs, and obviously those of you listening in the Ecamm group know how to do this. So I'm kind of talking to the choir here, but I'm also streaming on my personal YouTube as well as my personal Facebook page. So if you do not know, I use a software called Ecamm to do my live streaming, and so we'll get into it. Ecamm makes it really easy to bring on guests, and let me get into demo mode here. So now here you can see my screen, and it makes it really easy to do that. You can click a button if you have the highest version of Ecamm, the professional version. You can go ahead and use they call their guest mode. And so if you turn this on, then you get a link that you can give right out to your guests, and it makes it really easy for your guests to join you. It's kind of like a Zoom call as far as it brings you connected on your machine. The only difference is it's not Zoom, and it's really well. So the nice thing about that is you can, if guests join, then you can bring them over into this guest area. So I created a scene right here for guests. And what it allows me to do is I can say anything. I could actually say what video source I want this to be. So I could actually say I want it to be camera A, which is me, or camera B, or whatever else other webcams or cameras that I have showing up would show up here. But then I can say guest one. And so that allows me to bring in a guest, and they would show up right here. And then what I can also do is let's say I want to duplicate a scene real quick. Let me go to my single scene. So this is me just showing up here. But if I duplicate this scene right here, and we're going to call this, instead of copy of single, we'll call this guest. And then actually, it looks like I've got two guests now. Did I duplicate too many? Oh, no. Oh, cancel. No. Guest solo. There you go. And so then what I can do in here is I can bring this to be guest one. And now I can switch back and forth between me and my guest one or my double guest. And it allows me to just have guests on, talk to them, be in the, 2 up, a 3 up, a 4 up, whatever I want to do. But it allows me to do that. And it's really cool because the audio quality is really good on Ecamm, and so it allows me to just have really good quality. I've been doing this when we first started our podcast. I started doing it with Zoom, and I would just do like a screen share of Zoom, and I'd record the audio through use Loopback or something to record the audio. And the quality is not very good on that as far as the audio. It's also not very good when you're talking to the video is not very good on Zoom. It's not very good. And so with Ecamm, it allows you to have up to 4 guests if you're just on the normal version. If you're on the beta version of Ecamm and you have a silicon, M1 silicon, you can have up to 10 guests. And so I don't know if you saw that, but when I was looking at the guests, so camera, I have up to 10 guests here that I can bring in I have 10 guests that I can bring into right into my stream. 10 guests, guys. That's a lot of guests. I don't know I don't know if it would actually be feasible to do 10 guests. I know people who have tried it, but yeah, with that, it's really easy to bring guests in. I like Ecamm for that just because it's super easy to do. So if you've not ever tried Ecamm, I would definitely try it out. You can get a free trial by going to nowstreaming.live/ecamm, and you can get a trial there, see how it is. It's only Mac. So right now, or not right now, it is only Mac software, but it is an awesome software. I fully think you should join Ecamm. You should become an Ecamm member because you can do some pretty amazing things with Ecamm. Not only bring guests in easily, but you can bring overlays in and just really easily go live. So if you've not checked out Ecamm, go to nowstreaming.live/ecamm to get your free trial, and you can bring guests really easily into your podcast. Also, and the cool thing about Ecamm is even if you decide not to stream, like you're like, hey Andy, hey, I don't want to stream live. I'm scared of going live. But that's one of the reasons I'm doing this Vlogmas, because I'm not the best at going live either. And so I wanted to go live every day in December so that I could try to get better at doing lives myself. So if you're like, hey Andy, I don't want to stream live. I really just want to record audio for my podcast, video for my podcast. I want to bring guests in easily. You can do that right in Ecamm. You can set it to only record. So it records the audio and the video, but it doesn't actually stream it. It just records it. So you can do that, but you can still bring your guests in like that and have them join you live. Or not live, but you can have them join you as you record the podcast. It gives you separate, this is the cool thing, guys. You can have separate audio recordings for each of your tracks in Ecamm. So for me, I can see that I have, I could, when I get done recording here, I'd have a audio for my track. I'd have an audio for the second mic in here. I'd have an audio for any of my guests, separate audio files, which is really cool because it allows you to not only have the video, but then you can mix that down into a podcast. They're isolated audio tracks. So you can, the cool thing about that is, again, isolated audio. So you can mix it however you want. You have full control over your recording. And in the latest beta, you can also do isolated video, which means you can take those each video tracks and remix them later. So if you have like a scene where you're like this, where you have me in a frame and an overlay and a guest and an overlay, you get separate audio files or video files from the guest and from you. And so you can go back later and take those and mix them into whatever you want to repurpose your content. You can bring them back into Instagram or short, vertical videos. It's really cool, guys. Check it out. Nowstreaming.live/ecamm will get you a demo of Ecamm, and you can try it out for yourself. It's some really amazing software, guys. So happy Vlogmas Day 13. I'll see you tomorrow.